Yo, what's going on guys? Today we've got a new video on the K98, also known as the AWM. They're literally just renamed throughout when they redo them. You saw my review on the K31, same internals as this. I haven't painted that one up yet, but I painted this one. I'll just quickly show you some pictures of what it did look like, because I do have those. And as you can see, it looks pretty good, like as it is. Like if you like white and stuff like that, it's fine, but I wanted to make mine look a bit more cooler, mainly because the performance isn't that great anyway, even with the mod, so it's more of just something to display more than anything. But here it is. This is the AWM. I've set it up to look more like the actual AWM. And when I see pictures online, I see that the bipod is actually around the magazine, but you can just swap it around if you want to and have it that way. But it's got a very high durable powder coated finish in this. If you can see, it's got more of a polymer look to it now. Looks kind of white in the light. That's just because it's reflecting off of the powder coating. And I left the accents of the blue. When I disassembled this, I just took the blue parts off. Stock extension, this does actually help. It does look a bit, wonky, but it does actually give me more rest. And I can still rest my cheek on here, and this just sort of sits, as you can see, behind. It sits into my shoulder. I can easily get more of a purchase into the scope. There was no reticle on this scope, so I drew one on, which does work better than not having one. Yeah, I took the bipod off to show you the form factor of all of this. 3-round magazine, which is removable, and you can buy extended magazines online for these that hold like 8 to 10 rounds, and I just popped the round out of the chamber. This did come with like more greyish looking ones, or more gunmetal looking ones like that. Those aren't the same ones, but they did look like that colour. So I added the shiny gold ones from my K31. And I even painted the inside of the magwell. Like, this is fully painted up and smooth, honestly. I even put the magazine in, it's smooth. Obviously running the bolt is not as easy as stock because it's got a stronger spring on it. I left the barrel blue just to match the looks. It's more of a competition style look then to it, and then I painted the suppressor black just to give it a more natural colour scheme. The silencer is removable, and also the barrel is too. You push this little button down, pull up, and you can pull out the outer barrel. This is literally just an outer barrel, does not do anything for performance. So you can turn it into a CQB sniper if you'd like, and I'll just do that just for now, just because I'm in a small confined space and I want to be able to turn it, show you it. I'm left-handed, of course, so I have to like pull it back this way, but I do like to switch hands and pull it back to right-handed. I am ambidextrous, I just don't like doing it. It doesn't feel as nice. But you can see, without the barrel on it, it does about 80 to 90 feet per second. It's not too bad. Of course, the shot ejection is quite good too. The other cool thing is you can just single load rounds in like that, and it will eject still. But yeah, I really like this. Even with the barrel on it, it's still fun to use. Just put another round in the magazine, and I'll show you just the performance with the longer barrel. So it still hits the target, but it's just not got as much oomph. Oh, failed to extract. Don't know why. Just pull that one out. See, that one didn't fire. Don't know why, but we'll reload that. Okay, maybe this dart is stuck in there. Give that another go. Not sure what's going on with that shell. Try loading a full length into it just to see if it's just the dart. Okay. Yeah, it was just the dart for some reason. It's got stuck in the shell. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you get about 60 feet per second with this barrel on it, which is enough standard. And you also do get one of those stripper clips that you do get with all the other bolt actions. As you can see, the guide for it is still on there. It does work if you don't have a scope on it, or if you just run a little optic on it instead of the scope. You can put the stripper clip in and load in rounds, but you've got a detachable box mag, which is just easy to load. I really like the quality of this magazine as well, and it's got like a smoke grey finish to it, and it just goes with the blaster. The stock pull of this isn't too bad at all, but you're not going to get much. With this, you're going to get about 20 feet per second. Without the barrel, you get like 30 to 40. But I put a Nexus Pro X spring in here. It was a downgrade spring too, but the downgrade spring was still like 3 times stronger than the stock one, and it still takes quite a bit to put it back too. But it is more of a prop, it's more of a functional prop. Technically still follows the laws with the blue on it, 50% bright colouring, because the barrel is so long. And then with these stock pieces, it just covers it. You can see I hit it on the ceiling a lot. This is full size pretty much. The stock is a little bit shorter than the original one, but pretty much after that part, everything's full size to an AWM. And yeah, I really like it. I think it's worth the money if you want to turn it into a little prop. Don't take this outside, obviously. It looks like a real firearm, like completely like a real firearm, unless you live in a secluded place. But yeah, I just thought I'd show this off because I've had this for a little bit. I've been sitting on it. I've been using it quite a lot actually, and you know, considering the amount I've used this, there's not really much wear on this. There's more wear on this stock point, which I deliberately caved this part in because it fits into my shoulder, but the paint chips off of this a lot easier just because I haven't touched that up, and I can easily just spray over it and it will stay eventually. Once you spray over the patches that have come off, it will stay. For this, I totally disassembled this blaster, had the shell in 2 pieces, sprayed it probably about 5 or 6 coats, so it's got a very thick coat on it, and I used like a powder coated paint, which is why it's got that more of a powder coat look to it, which I really like. You can see the shinier parts just from where I've been gripping it more, and you get the skin oils on there. But yeah, I definitely recommend it just for a functional prop. Or if you want to teach a child how to, there's a chamber, there's a magazine, and the gun is simply not loaded by just taking out the magazine. You can teach someone how to actually look into a chamber without using a real firearm, which is nice. The only thing I don't like, which threw me off to begin with, and it's the same thing with all of them really, the way the bolt actually works on all of these designs, there's always a slit where you can see the round, and if you had that on a real firearm, that's actually dangerous because the casing would blow out there and you'd have explosion pretty much outside of the chamber. That threw me off quite a bit because you can see it all the time. But that's how you know this is this internals, if you know what I mean. If you get a bolt action and it has this sort of bolt system, it's the same internals, same bolt handle, even the same spring. When I disassembled my K31, I did this at the same time, exactly the same internally. The only thing is just the body kit, and that's how they make their money off of these Amazon specials. They change the body up, redo the body, give you a few different accessories, and there you go. But it's still, honestly, even doing that is still worth the money. The white version of this, it just being plain white, isn't too bad either. I do like it. Not much else to really say. The trigger pull is smooth. It's not very difficult. It did have a safety built in that if you pull the bolt up, you couldn't pull the trigger. However, because I want to be able to deprime it like that, pull the trigger and then lower it, it's not cocked anymore. You have to remove that, and it's just built into the trigger here. Like the trigger won't pull unless like this. There's a little like bar with a spring on it, and when this goes down, it lifts that bar up. But that means this is now straight pull. You don't have to push it down to fire it. You can just leave it like that and just like that. Which I don't like dry firing it very often, but I show you anyway, just to show you it does work. Yeah, so you can run this straight. Yeah, I definitely recommend oiling the bolt up. As you can see, it has a bit of wear to it. That's just because the fitment between the bolt and the body is very, very tight. And that's how you know it's actually been used, because you'll get a bit of wear on the bolt there. But yeah, I think it's nice. I think this is worth the money. It's like I say, it's a little bit smaller scale in some places, but it's a fun little AWM plane, and to get like an airsoft version of this, looking like this as well, you'll be spending quite a bit, especially for shell ejection. If you can get some cheap airsoft ones that don't have shells, and you just put a little, just open it up, pour some BBs in, close it up, those are cheaper. When you get ones that actually have a magazine like this and take shells, you're spending quite a lot of money. My K98 that I got, my airsoft one, that was real wood and steel, that was like £500. I've had that for years now. But this, offers that same sort of realism, but for a much less price, and it looks really cool on the wall as well, displayed. The scope isn't the best. It's got a bit of magnification, you can zoom in and out with it. This was actually designed for a gel wall blaster because it has a gravity feed system here that loads through here, as you can see the funnel, and there's a hole at the bottom of this scope here. So yeah, you could actually put this on a gel wall blaster if you've got one. But yeah, so it wasn't too bad of a mod to disassemble and put together. I did both the blasters at the same time, and it took me about 20 minutes. Most of the time I was actually just looking at all the springs I got and just kind of deciding what I wanted, because I've got springs that are the same size but stronger than this, and it's just not worth it. Even with this downgrade spring for the Nexus Pro X, it's still quite a lot. It's definitely no slouch. You're only getting about 1.5 inches of movement compared to like the full pump that you'd get on a Nexus Pro X, so you get way more compression with something like that. And yeah, disassembling this was actually quite fun as well. You have to push all the pins out on this to get the spring out, and there's actually a spring rest and a spring plate that's it's got metal in it. There's actually quite a little bits of metal in this that actually make this stronger too. The internals are definitely good quality for what they are. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed. Comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.